All right, let's get into this week's bonus topic. And Alan, the question is, win or lose, how will the presidential election affect the Trump golf industry? What do you think?
Who knows with this guy? I mean, it's so hard to predict. But listen, we know Trump obviously has a big footprint in the game, 17 courses across the world. That's not going to go away. Obviously, if he is elected, his focus is going to be elsewhere, but his family will continue to run, his golf business. If he's not, it'll be interesting. I mean, he's going to have to sort of refocus all that energy and time and everything he's been doing over the last year plus. All of a sudden, he's back in the private sector. We know he's got a huge passion for golf. I don't expect him to step back from that. If anything, he might double down. If he ends up in the White House, who knows? We might see a waterfall behind the putting green, or Trump National, Pennsylvania Avenue. I don't know. We'll see. But either way, it's going to be interesting to follow.
Alan, we said win or lose. How does it affect his golf business? Does it come down to that? Win or lose, it could have a very different effect on his business.
Well, sure. I mean, just as, Dwight Eisenhower made Butler Cabin kind of the Oval Office South, if Trump wins, I can see him doing a lot of his press conferences at his golf properties. He's already doing that on the campaign trail. He can't help himself with the cross promotion. I mean, I could see him spending a month at Doral and meeting heads of state there and wandering out to the first tee to greet his customers. So if he wins, it'll just be more promotion for his properties all around the world. If he loses, I think his business is going to take a big hit. His base, which is working class, clustered in the middle of the country, they can't afford his properties. They're not going to pay $500 to play Trump Doral. That's not his market. And his private clubs, which are geared towards new money, and have huge six-figure downstrokes, those aren't his supporters. And the people that do have the money, I think a lot of them he's scared away. Not just Democrats, even some Republicans. So I think everyone's in a holding pattern until Election Day, because if Trump is president, you don't want to cut ties with him. You don't want to alienate the leader of the free world. If and when he loses, I think a lot of people are going to vote with their pocketbook, and they're going to leave his clubs, and they're going to not stay at his hotels, and they're not going to play his golf courses. And I think his business is really going to suffer. So there's a lot at stake for Trump on Election Day, not just politically, but also business-wise.
Pretty interesting. A company that tracks user check-ins at businesses has tracked that Trump-branded casinos, hotels, and golf courses, businesses there are down almost 20% in the last 2 years. So we may have already seen that effect.